Hey there folks, I got a new knife for you. What I have here is the Tucson TS 348 Badass. So I'm a cheap bastard. I'm always on the hunt for affordable knives. Lately, my discretionary income isn't where it used to be. So I find budget-friendly knives, as you know, you've been following the channel. So I love Tucson, and Tucson makes these affordable knives with pretty decent material, and this is no exception. So I saw this, I'm looking through one of the online purveyors who's not sponsoring this video. That's why I'm not naming them, but I found this. I ran into this, and you guys know I've been going nuts over the Pikal style knives, and this is absolutely that. Let's go through some specs. This thing is humongo. This overall length is 9.06 inches. The closed length is 5.43. The blade itself is, oh my God, you hear that? It's like 3.90 inches, and it's D2 steel. Again, affordable. They're thinking affordable. There it is. There's the maker. The maker, it's designed by Josh Wojtko, however you pronounce his name. And you can see that it's D2 steel. The handles. So the handle is made of titanium, and it's got an inlay of linen micarta. Backspacer is also titanium. This thing is weighty. It weighs in at about 7.3 ounces. This is made in China. There's a couple of videos on it already. A couple of people have done takedown videos. It's on multi-row bearings, multi-row ceramic bearings. It's got a lock insert. There is a milling, not on this side because they already did this inlay. So that's the milling for this side of the titanium. But on this side, again, if you Google it or YouTube it, you'll see other people took it down. There are milling pockets on this side of the lock bar to lighten up as best as they could this Pikal style blade. It is a flipper. So most of my Pikal blades, I had two of the Emersons. They're thumb studs, right? They're thumb disc. You can see the big size difference there. Show you the size difference. Okay, and then this one. Humongous difference. Humongous! I also got a fixed blade, and pretty much you can see the size difference there. Incredible, incredible. The finish, people call this different anodizing finish. To me, it looks like kind of like, if I can get the light to cooperate, kind of looks like a lightning storm. My good friend Nick Choprin does this finish. He showed me how it's done. I don't know if there are any YouTube videos how to do it, but Nick didn't want to share it. Understandably so. It's definitely a skill. It's quite easy to do this finish. I'm going to tell you that because I watched Nick do it. It's quite easy. But nice job on this handle scale. The coloring. That being said, here's my complaint. I love the knife. I love the design. It's way too big. First of all, it's humongous. And let's face it, this knife, you can say it's designed to be, a fruit knife, which one of the people's mother said that's what they use it for. I forget his name right now. Jose Calderon, is that his name? Calderon, his mother's, who designed this, his mother uses this for like his fruit knife, which I guess you could. You can use it to cut sugar cane back in the Philippines. But the handle, let's talk about the handle. It is nice. It's nicely well done, but too smooth, too slippery. Even just flipping it open, I find I have to get my purchase I was trying to get my purchase down here on the micarta. I was just trying to get different purchases on it, and I found that the best way for me medium-sized hands to get a grip on it is to lock my fingers on the clip and then kind of like anchor my thumb up against this part of the handle and then flip it open. And then it's not so bad, but very, very slippery. If my boy Nick Chupper didn't move to New Hampshire, I would totally be paying him a visit. I would totally tell him to put like a Sebenza finish on his handle. Hopefully he can save the anodizing. So just drop it, maybe blast it. That's what he'll probably do. Probably blast it, then maybe stonewash it. Hopefully some of the anodizing will stay. But yeah, way too slippery. For a knife like this, with a blade like this, and that's another thing I was gonna say. If you don't get your finger out of the way, I don't believe that a flipper really works for this style knife because the blade comes back so far. You basically have to make sure when you flip it, and because it's slippery, when I flip it, my finger just kind of slides out of the way. But as you saw before, sometimes it gets stuck in there, and if it gets stuck in there, it kind of like pinches it. Doesn't hurt, but kind of blocks the way the blade opens, which is probably not something you would want. God forbid you had to use this as a tactical defense weapon. You don't want it to fail when it's opening. But as you can see, it kind of just slides out. But at times, let me just get this out of the way. At times, it does, fail to open. Again, this is the way I open it. I wish they'd made it a little smaller. This size would be perfect. There you can see the big difference there. So Marco, if you saw my other video, Marco and me worked on this design. He asked me what I wanted, and I wanted the blade to be further back, right? So Marco was good about helping me design it. So that's what I wanted, because I've seen other fixed blades and they weren't quite as far back as the Emerson, so I wanted something as far back as that. And then boom, success. Awesome. This is handmade. This is a handmade fixed blade. And then this just upped it up a different level. Oh my God, look how far, if you put it up against each other, look how far back that blade goes. That blade goes all the way back, much, much further, much, much further. So that is huge. It's humongous. It's humongous. It's humongous. But this was like $94. Of course, it's all gone now because I posted it on a Facebook group and everyone says, that's cool. I want that. Of course you do. Why wouldn't you? For $94, titanium. Yeah, the D2 steel. This is basically, I don't think you're going to carry this. You're probably not going to use this. The way it's designed, the way it's anodized, this is just collecting. I'm just collecting this thing, flipping it, and saying how cool it is. But well done. Would I have preferred better steel, like M390? Sure, it'll come at a premium, because again, this was $94. I don't know how much more they charge for M390, which is a top-of-the-line steel, from what I've read and from what people have told me. This is D2, which is towards the bottom. Not very bottom, but towards the bottom. But I don't know if you're into Pikal style knives, but this is an amazing, amazing knife. Other than user, it's not that user. It's just not safe. Way too shiny, way too slippery in hand. Is it well executed? 100%. 100%. It's very well made, as most Tucson knives are. Very well made. The handle is nice. No hot spots. Everything is chamfered. Even on the lock bar. Let's see something. See, I failed again. I didn't mean to do that. It just got in the way that time. Even here, really, the quality is there. The fit and finish is there, chamfered nicely. Look how tight it is over there. That's like Sharknico tolerances right there. Nice jimping, which, I don't know, some people say you can, front flip this. I wouldn't. I'd just be too scared. Some jimping on that. That being said, I think this would have been better, probably with a thumb disc or a thumb hole. let's see. And they make it so clean. Yeah, absolutely. They could put like a thumb disc there, and maybe you can middle flick it better, or slow open it. As it is, this is the only way to deploy it, other than the front flipper if you want to, you know, take your fingers into your own hands. But the black linen micarta is sweet. I've seen it come in red. You can see the texturing there. I've seen it come in red. I prefer this. The red looked pretty hot though. The backspacer also has the same lightning storm finish. Very nice. Very well executed. Lots of oils, if you know what I mean. So they got kind of like a custom pivot, which says Tucson and all that good stuff in there. Again, people have taken this down. I've seen the videos. They take it down. It came back true to center every time. One of these pivots is D-shaped, so it's like dummy proof. Basically, it only goes one way, and then it won't rotate any further. I'm assuming it's this one, of course, because this is the one with the Torx. Yeah, you got steel insert, and inside also is a, I don't know if I can show you, it's also an over travel. This also acts as an over travel. So really well made. They didn't skip on anything other than the steel. Very cool. Something you have to decide. Maybe put it on your wish list if you find it. But as of this recording, it's no longer available. All right, guys, that's a TS348 from Tucson. Peace.